One of the long-term tips I'll give you for stopping drinking alcohol is to start thinking about your nutrition levels. And it can be difficult in the beginning to think about this, right? Because you've got so much else going on. And I don't want you to give this too much thought. Maybe change some things in terms of eating a bit more fruit and veg and reducing some of the things. But you'll be surprised at how much strength you can gain by including nutritional thoughts within what you're doing, within your plans for the future. If you want to get to that best possible version of yourself, if you want to reach your potential, you've got to start thinking in terms of what you're feeding yourself, what you're putting inside your mouth. Like I say, you'll be surprised at how much strength you'll be able to gain by that one thing of thinking about what you're putting into your mouth, or how much strength you will lose by putting the wrong things into your mouth. It's just as important. Now, I can't tell you exactly what nutrition is going to be good for you, because everyone to their own. Everyone's got their own tastes. Everyone's got their own physicality. You've got your own body, and your body has its own way of dealing with things. It depends on your weight and your size, your sex, depends on your gut microbiome. It depends on how your body, how it breaks down different types of foods. Again, a lot of this stuff is habitual, so if you persist with a certain type of food, you will find that you get used to it even at the beginning. When I started my particular diet is the whole foods plant-based diet. I'll explain that in a minute, but it took me a while because there's a lot of vegetables in there. There's a lot of whole foods that my body wasn't used to breaking down. And so it took a while before I was able to do that. But eventually I got to that stage where I was able to do it. So the whole foods part of it is basically what it sounds like. It's whole foods as in nature, what nature provides you. If you don't recognize the food, don't eat it. And it's as much about what you leave out of your diet than what you bring into it. So processed foods are something that we don't really touch as much as possible. And that includes a lot of breads and, because if you look at even bread in the supermarket, or pasta and things like that, you'll see that there's a lot of ingredients in there that you don't recognize. So, this is part of the whole foods diet. I'm not really I don't really go too much into organic stuff because I think it's hard to find. It's much more expensive, and I think people take the piss when it comes to that kind of stuff. I think it's a fad. I think a lot of the fruit and vegetables, especially what we get over here in Spain, is really good stuff, and there's not much chemicals on it, and if you wash the vegetables, you're going to get rid of a lot of that. So the plant-based, again, is based around vegetable stuff, but this is not a vegan diet. It's passed off as a vegan diet, but it's, in the words of Michael Pollan, you eat food, not too much, mostly plants. And that's the idea. So it's plant-based. So the idea is to eat as much plants as you can, and plants are a wide variety of stuff. Anything that's whole food can be a plant. But if you want to eat eggs, if you want to eat fish, and you want to eat meat, it's mostly plants. So I go on the basis of 90% of my food intake is around that. And once you do that, you get to that level. It takes a while to get to that level, but once you do, it's you'll find that it's a good diet. You get used to it very quickly. It's cheap. It doesn't cost you a fortune, and it's really good for you. What you put inside your body is what you're made of, after all. So just think about it from that perspective. As I say, if you're trying to reach your potential, if you're trying to get to the best possible version of yourself, then at least take a look at this diet. And if not, go some other route, but look at it from that perspective of trying to put as much natural food into your body as possible, and think about it from the perspective of fuel first and entertainment second. All right, I'm Kevin O'Hara for habitsv2.com. We help people to stop drinking alcohol and to get to the best possible version of themselves, to reach as much of their potential as they possibly can. Take care of yourself. Onwards and upwards. Bye now.